Look at it.
You made me write it down, so look.
The sad thing is you looked, and we're on the first thing.
Yeah.
Intro.
Okay, so see, now I'm all like, I don't like being told what to do. Okay, so, welcome back to the show, the Bonsai Movie Crew.
Review.
Review.
We should have wrote it down for you.
I thought it was just the Bonsai Movie Crew. I didn't know there was
It's just
review.
Bonsai Movie Crew. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
With us today is yours truly, Joseph, and
Matt.
Karen.
We're not going to do the Karen bit again. And a quick shout out to Alec, who corrected me. Sorry, man. I don't know why I was thinking that Chicago was in Indiana. He lives in Illinois. Not.
I must have
Indiana.
missed that part.
He commented to me on Facebook. He said, "Dude," he goes, "Great show, man, and thanks for the shout out." He goes, "But just so you know, I live in Illinois, not Indiana." I was like, "Shit, I fucking knew that." I don't know why I thought otherwise. So sorry about that, Alec. Oh crap! Well, I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, looking at the bullet points. All right, well, news. Yeah, so news. There's not a lot of movie news this week, actually. There's a few movie trailers.
Hey, that whale movie. Did you see he got 6 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes standing ovation for
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
And he was like, look on his face was just so satisfied.
I've seen some pictures.
He was so happy.
I've seen some pictures of his face and stuff, but I didn't read the thing.
He's the most humble dude, and he's like so just that 6 minute or so standing ovation for him was just awesome.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Agreed.
And I think that it's something that he definitely deserves it because
for sure.
Brendan Fraser has done. I mean, dude, I grew up on this guy.
Yeah,
Encino Man, fucking the Mummy movies, Tarzan. What else? He was in Crash, which was one of his later movies.
He was also in. There was I think it was Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
That was one of his later ones too.
Yeah.
But so to see him like actually just in that moment, something that he for all these years has deserved is just amazing to me because of what happened to him in Hollywood and all that. Because you know how it is, man. Hollywood, they chew him up and spit
his
him
ex-wife,
out.
she's
his ex-wife, she's took him.
She's a piece.
Yeah, she's a piece of shit.
Is that what? Like, why did he stop Hollywood for a while? Because I just know he stopped.
A lot of bad things happened to him. He
was sexually assaulted.
Oh, okay.
And also his ex-wife. So like whenever all that happened to him, and he was trying to heal from that.
He also got badly injured in
he was
a few
injured,
of the stunts that he did.
A lot of his the movie roles started declining. She was taking him for
every bit of what
I think it was
worth.
like $900,000 a year or something, or $9,000 a year.
It was a lot of money.
It was some ridiculous amount of money.
Like he was off work because of the
injuries.
The injuries, so he started taking lesser roles and making less money. So then she divorced him because he was making less money, and then she was trying to take all the money that he had.
He even tried to go back to court at one point to try to have those alimony payments lowered, and she made it look like she actually lied and said that he had millions of dollars worth of contracts that he was hiding.
Yeah,
and it wasn't true.
Yeah.
So they denied him, and he still had to continue to pay that money.
Yeah, it was.
It was a
whole thing.
I didn't
for
know
a while.
if it was something happened because I never heard anything, or if it was just he decided he wanted to take a break from Hollywood.
I could see this being he didn't ever want to take a break. It was just kind of he was almost pushed out.
Yeah,
I could see him coming back from this.
Oh,
absolutely.
Well, I've been thinking about this though. Like you keep saying he's coming back. Like I've been watching The Mummy like twice a year
Twice
for
a
like
year.
you
He's
know
never
all
went away to
the
me.
king never left, man.
Right. So there's that, and congratulations to him and his standing ovation.
He deserves every bit of it.
Then in other news, so Idris Elba, they asked him. I think he was promoting that new movie he's got out called Beast or something about where he fights a lion.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if you guys know who Idris Elba is.
No, not
He's
right.
a black, I believe, British actor, and he was in.
He was in the new it was a Stephen King book. I wanted to watch it, and then everybody said it was really bad. The Dark Tower. He's in the Dark Tower.
Oh yeah, that movie was bad.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, that movie was bad.
Okay, I know. I think I've seen the preview. I've seen it. Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking. I know who you're talking about.
So he was
also in The Office too.
So he was asked if he would He was asked if he would ever consider playing James Bond, and he straight came out and said no. He said no. He goes, that role does not interest me because, well, here I have the article from Collider. Let me look here. All right, so this is the thing. The article. The actor made an appearance alongside Drew Barrymore and Kyle Irving on the podcast The Shop and revealed that taking on the role of Mr. Bond is not a move that would, it's not. Yeah, I'm not a good reader.
I didn't say anything.
And revealed that taking on the role of Mr. Bond is not a move. Is not a move that would offer him satisfaction. Neither is it part of his career goals. He went on to say, "It is not part of a goal of for my career." He said, continuing to shut down the rumor mill. "I don't think that playing Bond would satisfy some of my personal goals." So essentially, what he's saying is like, no. He said he just has no interest in it. It's not what he's...
not a character he wants to play.
It's not something that he wants to do. So, and, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, dude. Bond's boring.
I agree. I'm not a Bond fan.
They've got, I don't know how many Bond movies, and they've all been played by white guys, of course. And it would be cool to see a black Bond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially Idris Elba. He would be a great Bond. But just the fact that, like... I don't know, man. Like, I'm just tired of seeing James Bond. I remember the movies with Pierce Brosnan. That was the ones we grew up on. And those were kind of campy,
I just was never a big fan
of
any of them.
Yeah,
My sister
never
Cody, she was. But I never understood why. I'm like, why, though, dude? Like,
I liked the games that they had on 64.
Yeah, I liked the 007 game for 64.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing.
But, like, I don't know. I don't blame him for not wanting to take on roles like that.
Didn't care for
it's a niche crowd. Like, there's certain people that are really into it.
I
love the parody films. Get Smart. That stuff's pretty funny.
Yeah. Get Smart was actually a TV show.
Well, I know, but like that whole spy parody thing. I think that's funny.
Like Austin Powers.
Yeah, I like that.
That was a direct parody.
Yeah, I like that stuff.
So, all right. So I got one more thing for news. I don't know if you guys have heard about this movie that being directed by, or has been directed by, Olivia Wilde. Called.
I seen something about her pop up. I didn't know what it was though.
What's it called? Don't Worry, Darling, or something like that.
Oh, I didn't know she directed that.
She's in it and she directed it, but it stars Florence Pugh, Chris Pine, and Harry Styles.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of like drama going on with this whole movie because
I seen a little bit of that.
Apparently, well, first off, the role of Harry Styles' role was supposed to go to Shia LaBeouf. And I don't care what anybody says about Shia LaBeouf, dude. That motherfucker is an actor.
He's a good actor.
You're not kidding.
He's a good fucking actor.
You're not kidding.
So, and I will
the boy has got chops.
Yeah, I will back him up any day of the week.
I'm hoping he has a comeback at some point.
I've
really
actually
do.
he's doing really good right now.
He is.
Like, I've heard he's working out.
Yeah, we talked about
this last week.
He found a lot of things.
But like, apparently, like his ex-girlfriend helped him out, and like they're back together and stuff. And yeah, like he's working out and stuff. And
I haven't heard that part.
So what happened with this movie was originally he was supposed to take the role that Harry Styles eventually got. So what come to find out, what happened was Olivia Wilde went on to say that apparently she had fired him from the role because he has a very hostile way of working. Well, he come out and negated that and said, no, that is not true at all. I quit the job because of rehearsals and things like that these things weren't happening, and I didn't like the way that production was being ran. So
I remember
quit the
seeing
job.
this.
He quit. He literally quit.
Okay.
So they called her out on that, and she had no comment because apparently, I don't know if she just thought that he would.
I've heard some bad things about her though too.
And there's a lot of, and that's not where it stops.
Yeah.
So apparently, during production, they have Harry Styles, and her and Harry Styles are apparently dating now. So there were instances on set where, and this is whenever she was still supposed to be married to Jason Sudeikis. And they have kids together and all that. Mm-hmm. Then there's that whole incident where she was apparently served papers.
Yeah, he gave her papers
while
she was up on stage.
How was he supposed to know that they were going to serve her papers while she was on stage? He has no control over
Or maybe
that.
she's just a garbage person and he meant to do it. And
maybe.
We all don't care.
But she also trashed him for that and said, well, now you know why I left that marriage. Like, come on, dude. Like, you don't know that that's, he intended to do that.
Yeah, sure.
But anyway.
So now she's with a guy that likes to wear women's clothes on stage?
I guess, yeah.
That's what
Isn't
Harry
he from
Styles
One
likes
Direction
to do.
or something?
Yeah. He's a
you guys
solo
know more
artist
about
now,
this
and
guy than I knew he was in a boy band or something.
Recently.
I just know that he likes to wear women's, because I watched The Quartering and they were talking about, and they talk about him like to wear women's clothing on, and he also got into a little disagreement with Candace Owen.
Yeah, but dude, I don't care what anybody says, man. Just like, I think the actors and actresses need to stay out of politics. Stay out of politics. You have no right. You're here to entertain us.
Agreed.
I don't want to hear your political thoughts.
I don't care
or your
about
religious views.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, dude, I love Tom Cruise. Love Tom Cruise. People are like, yeah, but he's weird because, he's a Scientology or whatever. I'm like, I don't care. What he does in his free time is his own thing, man. He could be out like, I don't know, boning chickens for all I care. I don't care. Dude, he makes amazing fucking... Have you guys seen the new Top Gun? It's fucking baller.
I've heard it's awesome.
I haven't seen the original Top Gun.
Oh,
That's
really?
I have been saying for a long time, I think actors need to stop and just act, do your job, and we don't care about your political, religious, whatever.
You're no different than me, man.
Yeah, I'm a scheduler by trade. Joseph, I don't show up at your job and tell you how to do it, do I?
If you come out of my job like, Joseph, you're not laying that brick right, I'm going to throw this fucking brick.
right.
Get the fuck off my job.
That's stupid. Anyway.
So there's all that going on. And apparently there was also what rumored to be a feud between I don't know if you guys know who Florence Pugh is. Mm-hmm. She was in Midsommar. Mm-hmm. She played in the new Black Widow movie as her sister or whatever, and then she's a good actress. I really like her. I really like her.
I need to see pictures of this. I don't know who these people are.
I gotcha.
She was in Fighting with My Family. She was the main character in that.
Oh, okay. I think
she has blonde hair, not black hair.
Oh,
yeah. So she might look a little different, but
yeah.
So apparently there was quite a bit of feud between the two of them, between her and Olivia Wilde.
Oh, okay.
So because apparently while this was all going on, like not only were like Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde always late to set because they were always off gallivanting together, you know what I mean?
Gallivanting.
He had a change in the men's clothing.
That too, yeah. Who knows? They were probably trying her clothes on together. I like those panties. Can I try them?
They had to switch clothes in the
Yeah. So there's that.
We're gonna look ridiculous if we walk out in each other's clothes.
So she, so apparently there was a big feud because Florence Pugh, if you've ever, like I've seen some of her TikToks and things, she's a very goofy person.
She is, yeah.
So she was not happy about the fact that apparently Olivia Wilde was screwing around on Jason Sudeikis with Harry Styles on set. Because she has morals,
Well, I mean, never mind.
Because apparently Florence Pugh has morals, and she's like, that's a nasty bitch.
Shame.
Yeah. So then I guess there's an incident because they were at the same film festival as what was the film festival that just went on here the past week or so?
Venice? No,
Venice.
Yeah, it was Venice. Yeah,
it was Venice.
Like I said, I don't pay attention to actors and stuff
so
like you guys do.
They screened the film at the Venice Film Festival, and
because it was the one that they did the whale at.
Yeah, exactly, same one. Yeah, and so I guess Harry Styles, like he seems like a pretty cool dude. Like he's like talking to people and this and that. Wouldn't go near Olivia Wilde. Didn't take separate pictures with her, nothing like that. Neither did Florence Pugh. Apparently, Florence Pugh wouldn't even make eye contact with her. So there's drama going on, even at the fucking film premiere. Like, they all hate each other. You know what I mean? And shit like that. And I'm just like, wow, Olivia Wilde runs a really shitty fucking set, apparently. And so I'm just like, I'm in awe by all this. Like, they're like a bunch of high school kids.
I just wonder though, like,
that's Hollywood, man.
It's like the Breakfast Club went on during that entire production. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the Breakfast Club, they all got along at the end.
They got along. Yeah.
But
not this.
I wonder what is, like, I don't know, because, like, what happened where, like, every person is shunning Olivia Wilde, right?
Yeah.
But, like, Harry Styles is okay. I don't get that. It takes two to tango. I'm sorry. I understand that, like, the married person might be a little more guilty, you know?
Right.
Some people might feel that way, but,
he
like,
obviously knew that she was married.
yeah, I mean, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, he's a piece of crap, too.
Well, yeah, he's a dirtbag.
I don't understand that she's the only one getting hate. Like, that doesn't...
No. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
100%. But I don't know. I
don't know. Maybe she was like way shittier.
It's one of those things where I'm kind of thinking like, dude, Shia LaBeouf kind of dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the movie's not getting good reviews.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Because it's unfair. I know. I'm like, dude. For all that shit, I wanted the movie to be good.
I know. Well, and it looked
seemed
good.
Like a decent movie.
Like from what I saw, it looked good.
So I don't know, man.
I really like Chris Pine.
I really like Chris Pine, Florence Pugh. I mean, I'm not even gonna hate on Harry Styles. I'm not even gonna hate on Olivia Wilde.
No.
Because I like most of the shit she's done.
Everything I've ever seen her in, I've liked.
So I'm not gonna hate on any of them, but at the same time, if they can't get along, you know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that's all I got for news this week. So, I gotta look at my bullet points.
I
had to make a bullet point board.
I did see that
Joseph
preview.
Made me.
I did see that preview for the Pooh movie.
Oh yeah,
that looks retarded.
I want to watch it. That's why I want to watch it.
The way that they made Pooh, first of all,
come on, that
Piglet is not a boar.
Well, he's a pig, though.
Yeah, I mean...
Second of all, why do they look like human hybrids?
I don't know, man, to make them look creepier. And, dude, I don't want to hear your crap. You're the one who wants to watch Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving.
I want to watch Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving.
It's because I've never seen it, and this will make me sure that I see the movie.
I did see an advertisement for Thanksgiving 3. Like,
they made a third one.
But do you know? No, there isn't. That's the joke. There is not 3 of them.
What? Really?
You're right.
Oh my god.
So Thanksgiving 1.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there's Thanksgiving 3. Thanksgiving 3 is all about trying to find the lost Thanksgiving 2 movie.
Are you fucking kidding me? That's amazing.
No, I'm not kidding you.
And no, I didn't say that I wanted to watch Thanksgiving. You said something about Thanksgiving movies, and I said Thanksgiving is one that I know of.
Dude, Thanksgiving is the best. I'm telling you. I love shitty movies. I do.
Then you must be loving the movies that be coming out now.
No, not shitty as in just plain shitty.
No, shitty as in like they mean to be shitty.
They're you know, like Troll 2 and like they meant to make a good movie.
No, yeah.
And then like you're watching it and you're like, this is terrible, but like in an entertaining way. Like it's so bad, it's good, you know?
It's so bad.
No, I know what you're talking about. Most B movies.
Yeah, B movies. I love B movies
that are
they
crappy
don't
on
make good
their
ones anymore.
Yeah, they don't make good ones anymore. It's like they try to make a bad movie that's good, but they just end up making a bad movie.
No.
That's not good.
That's not good. It's just a bad movie.
All right, so from here we will move on to what's everybody been watching?
New segment.
We're not. So this is something that I wanted to add in because I'm sure if anybody out there is listening, we may have some preferences or some recommendations for you, and I have a few. But we will start with Karen if she has any.
Only because I didn't know we were going to be doing this segment, so I have a terrible memory about what I've been doing because I'm so fucking busy. I can't keep anything straight. But the only thing I can really remember that I've done is I watched Paradise PD, the last season. I finally finished that.
Was it good though?
Hilarious.
I watched some of the first season.
You should watch the whole thing.
It's pretty vulgar.
The last season. is just ridiculous. They just go all
Aren't they the
in.
same ones that did that new series?
Briar.
Well, they also have Fazbar.
Yeah, they got that new one.
I watched
now.
started watching the first episode of that, and the kids were around. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah,
that's why
no.
I turned this off.
No, it's definitely not kid. No, you don't want your kids around for it. I mean, in the last season, if you think the first season's bad, by the time you hit the last one, I mean, it's holy crap.
Isn't it like an apocalyptic thing?
Yeah, like the season 3 ended with the town got obliterated by a nuclear pizza.
Cool.
And then this one picks up after the nuclear pizza went off. So it's an event.
It's an event.
Yeah, it's good.
So is that all you've been watching?
That's all I can remember. That's all I
Would
can
you
remember.
recommend it?
I would. Yeah, I like it. I like stupid shit.
I feel like it's kind of like Family Guy on crack.
Yeah, it's like Family Guy, but like way more offensive.
Yeah. What about you, Matt? What you been watching?
Well, I got Hulu this week.
Cool.
So I've been watching Hulu, and I got it for Modern Family. So I've been watching Modern Family and Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers, yeah.
I like Bob's Burgers.
I watched them. I did watch Prey, the movie, the new.
What'd you
Predator
think
movie.
of that?
It was pretty good.
I loved it.
It was pretty
man.
good. It had its parts where I wanted to come on here and be like, because I'd give it like a 6.
Really?
Yeah.
People are saying it's the best one since the first one.
That's what I've heard.
It's a good movie, but I judge differently.
Is somebody
because
mowing their fucking lawn right
Yeah,
now?
they are. They are. Sons of bitches.
because it was a good movie. I would watch it again. If I say I'll watch it again, then it's a good movie. Because I just don't. It's one of those movies that you watch, and because I like the movies that you watch, and they just take your mind off what's going on for a while. And if it can keep my attention, then yeah, it's a good movie, and that
I
it
thought it
kept
was
my
a great
attention.
movie.
It was a great. It was.
I actually thought about making it a choice for mine, a movie here soon, but I was like, if I'm gonna do
I
that,
haven't watched it yet.
if I was gonna do that, I was like, I don't know. If I'm gonna do a Predator movie, I'd probably do the first one.
I
Or
thought-
the first
It's
two
been
or something
so
like that.
long since I've watched the
they're
Predator
amazing.
movies.
I
Yeah.
love it so
I
much.
thought
If it can
about.
bleed, we can kill
Actually-
it. That's all I remember.
I thought about doing Hunt.
Oh, you
doing
son
Prey.
of a bitch. I remember that.
Get to the chopper!
Get to the chopper!
But then I was like, well, no, because there might be people who haven't seen it yet, and I know we've been doing a lot of movies now that people have seen.
What is it?
Prey.
Oh, Prey, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to spoil anything.
And
Don't
then-
spoil anything for me. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
It's a really good movie.
It's a good movie. And then, Bob's Burgers. And I watched a show on Netflix. I watched it. It was pretty good. It was Kathy Bates. She owns a pot shop. It's called Disjointed.
Oh, I wanted to
yeah.
watch that.
Wasn't that only
not
like
bad.
one season?
I think
Yeah,
it's 2
they
seasons.
canceled it.
Canceled
It's like
it.
2 or 3 seasons.
They
My
always
sister
cancel
says
the
it's
good
hilarious.
shit.
I know, I love Kathy Bates, man, and seeing her in like comedic roles is amazing.
And what I've watched of it, it's pretty good. Like, it don't have any of that woke stuff in it, and if it does, it's very
One of my
subtle.
favorite shows on there was Santa Clarita Diet, and they fucking canceled
I did
that.
not like that.
I love that
See,
show.
I watched
I didn't
that
like
show
it,
too,
but I
but
also
didn't-
don't like Drew Barrymore. I
off.
can't fucking stand her.
I love
dude.
Drew Barrymore.
I hate Drew
She was my
Barrymore.
she was one
What's
of
wrong?
my.
What'd she ever do to you?
I just don't like her. I like the way she talks out of the side of her mouth, and
Maybe
I
she
just
doesn't
don't
like
her.
you.
Have you ever seen her show, the Drew Barrymore show?
No, I don't
It's very much. Look at me, I'm so
I-
special.
I
like
I never watched it.
she was one of my
Santa Clarita Diet was amazing.
she
so
was
fuck
one of my
off.
movie star crushes. Her and Jennifer Aniston.
I never understood why people had the hots for Drew Barrymore.
I had a Playboy with Drew Barrymore in it when she posed for Playboy. I used to have
How
it
do you
way
feel
back.
about that?
My brother stole it. Pissed me off.
Do you want it back? Probably not, huh? He said, I don't know. As long as the pages aren't stuck together, it's all good.
Well, I don't think he has it considering he's dead.
Wow, way to get bleak.
Yeah, that took a turn.
Yeah. Anyway, so would you recommend the
Prey?
Prey, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody who likes the Predator is going to like Prey.
Yeah, okay, good. I would definitely recommend it.
I will say the Predator looked different.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a different breed of Predator.
Oh, is he? Okay, I didn't know that.
I think it's supposed to be about the first time that the Predator came to Earth.
So,
okay, I've been watching some stuff. I watch a lot of stuff, actually. Prey was one of them here recently. I also watched the new Top Gun movie, which I would highly recommend watching that.
I've heard it's
It's
great.
baller. It's
Yeah.
pretty baller. See here, what else? And we watched the new Nope. Nope.
I heard that movie was
Jordan
bad.
Peele. I loved it, dude. I thought it was great.
I heard it's hard to follow.
No, not at all. I liked it more than Us, which is another Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's better than Get Out, but
for being a comedic actor, he does horror really good.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see it. I haven't gotten there.
It's really good. TV shows. I've been watching House of the Dragon. First 3 episodes are out now on HBO Max. I gotta say, if you love Game of Thrones, like especially the first couple seasons, you'd love House of the Dragon because it's a very small cast, not like how Game of Thrones became like this massive cast of people.
I never watched
towards
any
the
of
end,
it.
and if you like that, then you'll love this show. Like, I love it. I think it's great so far.
See, I have no interest in it because I've also gotten to the point where I've realized I won't watch whole seasons of like shows. I'll get like to the like 3rd or 4th season, just be like, I'm done.
Depends on how good it is.
Like, I just don't want to watch anymore.
Right. I've been watching that. What else have we watched? Oh man, there's so much crap out. Obviously, if you haven't seen Stranger Things, then you've been living under a rock.
I watched that, but that was like before we started the podcast.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Season 4 was the best fucking
It
season.
wasn't a bad. I was gonna say
man.
it was a pretty
really
good season. My friend stopped watching it at season 3, and I really want to dude, don't even finish season 3.
Right.
Then just go to season 4.
No,
Oh my God, season 4 was.
it was pretty baller. Also, I've been watching. I know this is.
I don't cry usually. Fucking wrecked me.
Whenever.
Not when he died.
Oh.
After in the rec center.
Oh yeah.
That wrecked me.
Yeah. There were some emotional parts there. So anyway.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give.
Yeah.
I'm not
if you
trying
haven't
to give
seen Stranger Things, especially season 4, go watch that shit.
I didn't cry.
Everybody's seen Stranger Things. If you haven't seen it, but.
I played Far Cry 6 though, and I ended up doing the mission that they based.
Oh, the Stranger Things.
Yeah, that was a dumb mission. You don't even get a fight Demogorgon.
Yeah, I didn't finish it.
You don't get a fight him. It's a very little piece of the thing. It's just like a mission, and it's you don't even get to fight him.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
So, and then also I've been watching Cuphead with the kids.
I watched a few episodes of that with Jack.
As soon as the seasons drop, we watch all of them. We watch that, and we started.
That's based on a video game, isn't it?
Yeah, the Cuphead show.
Yeah. Jack.
I thought about thinking it, but I never thought about it.
It's pretty funny. It's good. The kids love it.
Jack loves it.
Jackson loves it too.
Yeah.
Also, I've been rewatching all of Seinfeld.
I haven't.
I'm on season 7.
I know like stuff about it. I've never watched it.
I think it's a show that you definitely appreciate when you get older.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, you're like, this is dumb. You know? When you get older, you're like, ha 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 ha. I know what you're talking about. That gets on my nerves too.
I thought it was dumb when I was a kid, but I remember being over Joseph's and him watching it, and I was like, I still don't like this show. And then Kramer said something, and I laughed my butt off.
You know what my all-time favorite show is Scrubs.
Oh yeah, Scrubs is a good show.
Yeah, that is a good show.
I could watch that over and over and over again and probably never get tired of it.
That's
just not the final season. The final season blows.
So I would have to say that I think that's pretty much it that I can think of off the top of my head that we've watched recently here.
I will say I don't watch many movies, so
I could go on all day about documentaries and stuff like that we've watched. But I would recommend watching the Cuphead show if you like watching things with your kids. Oh, we watched. We started. Crap! What's the name of it? It's about that little bunny. It's on Netflix.
Velveteen Rabbit?
No, it's about the stuffed bunny that it's a 4-episode miniseries. It's about the little bunny that the boy loses his stuffed
Ollie is missing or something like that.
Something Ollie or whatever. I would say I would recommend that. We've only watched the first 2 episodes.
I was slightly intrigued.
But it's good for it's
but
like
only
one of those,
slightly.
It's one of those movies or those series that you watch with your kids because it's an uplifting series. It's like it's kind of like lighthearted and things like. And if you are into watching things like that with your kids, I would recommend that. So my kids have we've watched the first 2 episodes less than a week ago, and they've been bugging me about getting into the last 2 episodes.
I think you're a better parent than me.
I try to do stuff. Dude, you gotta understand, you're talking to a dad who watched the entire Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super series.
And enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, dude. That's the second time I've seen it. What are you talking about?
It's Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z is awful.
I love it, dude. I love that shit. My son he's still obsessed with it. Jackson is. He loves Dragon Ball Z. So, yeah. My kids love that shit. So, and I love spending time with them watching that kind of stuff.
I love spending time with my kids. They just don't like spending time with me.
Yeah.
They're just in their rooms all the time.
I force them in. Madison's actually been bugging me about getting on the podcast.
Jack used to, do movie nights with me and stuff, and then, he just...
How old is he?
9.
That might be the
He'll be 9 in December. No,
he's hitting that age where... It's like, Mom don't matter anymore. I got to do my own
Neither
thing.
one of my kids like me anymore.
They get to that point.
You got to force them to.
Madison's 15, man, and she still likes hanging out with me every once in a while. So
it's because you're a different kind of dad, though.
I know I'm cool.
Because you're
not mean.
Well, no, I'm not saying you are. It's just kids are weird. It's just kids are different. Madison, is Joseph's kid. She's weird. And I don't know anything about Jack. But, he's a kid. Most
I
kids
can tell you one
around
thing.
that age.
He'd be like, let's get on with this podcast.
Because, I'm just...
Cares like, no, I doubt it. I doubt he cares.
Hey, probably wouldn't.
Okay, so anyway, let's move on here to... yeah, I see.
Intro to movie.
Okay, so this week we are talking about, oh my God, one of the best comedies of all time, at least to me. Grandma's Boy. Oh, this
starring
movie.
Alan Covert as Alex, because nobody else took notes. Linda Cardellini as Samantha. Shirley Jones as Grace. Peter Dante as Peter Dante. Shirley Knight as B. Joel David Moore as JP. Doris Roberts as Grandma. Nick Swartzen as Jeff. And Jonah Hill as Barry. You're welcome.
Who directed?
I don't know. No, I did write that down, but I don't remember where I wrote it down at.
Who wrote it?
I did write that down too, but I don't remember.
I can tell you right now that I've been looking. Nick Swartzen and the guy who plays Alex.
Yeah, that guy.
That's not surprising that they wrote it. But I have information about the girl who played Grace. They made that. I heard her talking about it once, and they made her a sex fiend in the movie because they thought it would be funny because she was the mom in Partridge Family.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was great. I had to point that out to Chris. I was like, that's the mom from the Partridge Family? She's like, really? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
They made her a sex fiend specifically because they thought it would be funny.
Huh?
I fucking love that. Okay, so the plot synopsis to the movie goes as follows via IMDb.com.
Is this a better plot synopsis?
No, it's probably not.
Okay.
A 35-year-old video game tester has moved in. Wow, moved in with his grandma and her 2 old lady roommates.
Why does it always sound like an
It's
intro
so
to porn?
dumb, dude.
They
It does sound like porn.
They always sound like porn.
like
Even
porn.
House on Haunted Hill sounded like porn. Doomsday sounded like porn. This sounds like porn.
Oh my God, yeah, that's ridiculous. It does sound like. It sounds exactly like porn.
They do.
Here,
Go back and read the other 2. I'm telling you, they sound like porn.
Let me give you a better plot synopsis here.
Just go off the top of your head. It will sound better.
It probably would, honestly. All right, so
Dude's roommate spends
God,
all their rent
dude.
money, so they lose their apartment. He has to
massage
find
therapist.
okay, here it is. Here it
No,
is.
don't give away
Here it
too
is.
much in the plot synopsis.
Here is our plot from via Rotten Tomatoes. When he and his roommate can't pay their rent, video game creator Alex, played by Covert, finds himself homeless and moves in with Lily, Doris Roberts, his wacky grandmother. She's not really all that wacky.
She kind of is.
She's
She's
awesome,
goofy,
though.
and she's an awesome grandma.
Dude, when she pretended to be Sophie.
I mean, that was pretty funny. That's just fun. She said, we're going to have fun.
I laid in here and you let
Lily
me
and her elderly pals like to hang out in front of the television all day. That is not true at all.
No, not of
They
the
didn't do that until they got cable.
And they got
But their constant presence puts a damper on Alex's social life and pot smoking. That's not true either. Alex
Not the
wants
pot
to
smoking.
court to court co-worker Samantha, but he's preoccupied by rivalry with a game designer. So this is not even true. None of this is even true.
See, I told you, just go off the top of your head. There's no rivalry. Yeah,
there's no rivalry up until the very end.
But there's no real rivalry. So I took that as they're like talking about a rivalry for Samantha. There's no rivalry. She's not interested in JP at all.
Right.
Who the fuck would be interested in that guy?
The movie was rated R, obviously. Has some nudity, strong, crude, and sexual humor, strong language.
I didn't get that at all.
Right. Do we do the Rotten Tomatoes thing now or after?
That's after we talk about the movie, and then there you go.
My bad. All right. So anyway, fuck! Stop hitting me.
This was like if Tyson fought an infant.
I told you it's gonna be a bunch of fucking. What is this? It's like Cypress Hill's concert, isn't it? I don't run to these kind of people.
There's a word for that. I think it's hooker. You're a hooker. I remember us.
Talk for money.
I remember us used to do that all the time. It's like, you're a hooker.
That's what he said. He goes. They're not hookers. They're massage therapists. Yeah, they'll massage your cock for money. I think there's a word for that. It's called hooker. You're a hooker.
Oh god.
Oh man. So
I have a piece of trivia about that you're gonna like.
So this movie is a movie that is just. I saw it back whenever it came out back in 2006, and I fell in love with this movie instantly because it summed up what everybody at that time wanted to be. Just have fun, party, and play video games and get paid for doing it. I mean, but now, obviously they don't do that anymore.
They do have video game testers, but did you know it actually has like one of the worst ratings as far as a job goes? Like people quit that shit. It's like the highest stress level. Like it's
because it's not like, playing games for fun.
Yeah, it's like the most awful job you could have. Like
I believe that.
Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah,
being forced to play video games.
No, it's not. I mean, it's like long hours. Like it's like one of the worst jobs. Like people fall out quick. But yeah,
I don't know. I don't think I could play. I think that
I couldn't do it for a job.
Yeah, as a video game tester, I couldn't imagine doing that because you'd be probably forced to play video games that you really don't want to play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So you're testing video, and it's like this game is torture, but you have to do it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So unless there's good pay involved, I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, the pay's awful too.
I bet it's not good because everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to be a video game tester," you know, like. But nowadays, like, half the time they send these games out into beta testing, and people try them out online, and they send back reports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, nowadays, the video game tester days are pretty much done.
Yeah.
So, but
I don't know. Could you imagine, like, having to move back in with your grandma at 35? I mean, that's not too far off of our ages now. Like,
I'm just gonna say. Now,
I'm
gonna say something. Who chooses to go stay at their friend when they got a chance to stay at grandma's house? I'm sorry. I would stay at grandma's house. My grandma's awesome.
Yeah, like to a certain extent.
But yeah, his grandma.
His grandma, yeah, I'd stay with his grandma.
Yeah,
not my
but at the
grandma.
same time, you gotta also understand, dude.
Cool.
Like he's kind of, he's a pothead, and he's not really looking for like stability. You know what I mean? He's looking for
a crash pad.
You know what I mean? Like there's a few things about this whole scenario. There's a couple things in the movie that do bother me.
Like the fact that he never got an eviction notice?
He never got an eviction notice.
Well, dude wasn't paying the rent. He probably hid the eviction notices.
That's true.
I wrote that down and I was like, no, because there could be... Because that's when I started talking, well, no, because this movie's supposed to be outrageous.
I mean, dude, you think that guy really is at all? I mean, come on. He hid the eviction notices. He didn't give a shit. Like...
Then he got offered to stay at Madame Cabe's Filipino Palace. I mean, that dude was like, fuck, man, are you telling me I'm getting kicked out of my apartment, but I get to go stay where I love to be anyway? This is great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, he didn't even talk about that until like after the guy showed up. Like, did he know that beforehand? Or like he was just waiting for them to show up so he could tell Alex?
Me out.
Oh, damn it.
Hey, Alex, you forgot smoking lamp. I'm sorry, was that expensive piece? That's your fault, too.
Oh, yeah, that's your fault, too.
What happened to Nick Swartzen, dude? That guy was hilarious.
He's in some of the grown up movies, but he's not like
he's not huge anymore. He kind of had a falling out. He just he got old fast. You know what I mean? Like he got
his brand of comedy is
his brand of comedy died out, kind of like Dane Cook. It died out fast.
God, he was funny as fuck back in the day.
So was Dane Cook.
Fair enough.
You know, but they just die out.
I got some other things that I wrote down about the movie. It's like, okay, first of all, why would you lie about staying at your grandma's? Oh, I'm staying with Tuesday. Come on, nobody believes that.
Because he works with a bunch of boys. And boys don't think grandma's cool.
He doesn't work with men. But then also...
No, he doesn't work with men. He works with boys. That's my point. He's
35. He's Graybush, dude.
Also, he's Graybush. He's 35. He works with boys. Yeah. He's trying to impress them. And then... He's not going to talk about grandma.
He's got to be the cool guy.
But then also, when the Samantha's talking about to the guy about the game she helped with, I'm sorry, but Jump Rope City sounds lame.
I think those were meant to sound stupid. Because one of them was... Knife Head 4 or something like that. And then the other one's like Jump Rope City. I'm like, those sound terrible. I know why I didn't hear of those games if they did exist, because they sound stupid as shit.
Well, okay, come on, you've seen some of the Gay Robot.
Gay Robot was actually a Nick Swartzen. It was supposed to be a show.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gay Robot was actually, he had the Nick Swartzen show.
Yeah.
And he played a character on it, Gay Robot.
Yeah, it was...
Where he was a robot, he played a robot.
Okay, well, see, I didn't know that was an ad for his movie. It was supposed to be
a full-fledged show.
Oh. Well.
And I think it actually made it all the way to, like, a pilot.
It might have. Because I know that, like, he had his little skit comedy show.
Yeah.
And Gay Robot was one of them.
Yeah, it made it all the way to... I think it made it all the way to a pilot. It made it very far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I'd probably watch.
I wanted to watch it, and then like when I found out that it was not gonna be a thing, I was like, "That's."
Don't you hate that whenever you get excited? Like they get you excited for something, and
dude,
like,
I loved Nick Swartzen back in the day. Reno 911, like, oh my god.
Yeah, he was.
Who was he in Reno 911?
He was
Jesse. What was the name? Jesse?
I don't remember.
Terry.
Terry. Yeah, Terry.
He always had the skates on, and he was always just. You
guys remember when they show up? This one's my favorite Terry moment. It's like they show up.
I've watched the video of all the Terry
on the ground. He's just sitting on the ground and he's missing a skate. And they're like, "What happened, Terry?" And he's like, "I was murdered." That's one of my favorite parts. I love him.
I watched the thing a while back. It was a couple.
Yeah, like I love Nick Swartzen. So anything he did.
I'm going to stop you guys for a second. Hands down, who is your favorite character in the whole movie? Because there's a whole slew of different types of characters in this movie, and I love every one of them, but I have a favorite. What's yours?
I have a favorite, and he didn't even have a big part.
Please tell me it's the same guy I'm thinking of. That's mine.
No, that's definitely not. My favorite character is the biker at the party.
Jesus, be you, nerd. And it said, like,
Jesus loves bikers too. Sucks to be you, nerd.
Sucks to be you, nerd.
I don't know why. I
like him. Mine's Dante.
Dante? Mine's close to Dante. Mine's Dr. Shockaloon. I fucking love Dr. Shockaloon, dude. He fucking cracks. He doesn't get a lot of screen time. And the first scene he's in, he's not really that funny, except for the look that he gives Alex. But then, like, the part where they're, like, drinking and they're at the party, and he rips one, he's like, my beef's strong. They're like, beef, your beef wrong. Someone asked getting laid tonight.
You know, that guy, he also is in, he plays a guy who came from Africa in My Name is Earl.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
I loved his character, because he doesn't get a lot. But then, like, he sucks at speaking English, but then he's talking to the Chinese dude, and he speaks fluent Chinese. Like, I'm just like, so between him, Dante, and probably, and I hate to say this, but JP. But because the reason why I love JP is because of his character. Like, he's the worst fucking nerd I've ever met in my life.
Did you know he's a real asshole in real life?
Is he?
Really?
Yeah, and that makes me so sad.
I always thought he was really nice.
Yeah. That's what I said. Like, that makes me really sad. I've read all these.
He was in the Hatchet.
I know. That's what I said. I love him in the
Bones.
Hatchet movies, and like, I read all these, like, you know, like people met this person and that person. I have read at least like 5 stories where people have met him and he's a jerk. Oh. And that makes me really sad.
Probably because they want him to do the JP thing.
No, like one was like a waiter. They were just being a waiter, like they were just waiting on him. I mean, of course, you're getting their side of the story too. I don't know, but like I've read at least 5 different accounts where people say he's a jerk.
I love him as JP, man. Though.
Oh yeah,
he does, because apparently I don't think that the robot thing was supposed to be a thing until he made it a thing for the movie, and because like, dude, he does the robot voice so well and his awkwardness, and he does and I know it's supposed to be a stupid comedy, but the way he acts,
he plays
is so good. He does such a good job.
I love how he just nonchalantly talks about like, oh, I'm gonna get robot legs. Like that's a thing that everybody does. Like he says it and then he doesn't even like.
Yeah, he's like deep down, I'm human just like everybody else.
But I'm working on that. But I'm working on that. I'm gonna get robot legs, and she's just like looking at him weird. But he says it like
the operation, but it's good worth it.
You like everybody does that. Like everybody's trying to get robot arms or something.
He's like, I may not know what the Civil War was, but
or who
beat the Legend of Zelda before I could walk.
Yeah. Like, did you? Okay. Anybody else notice how like Linda Cardellini in every movie she's in almost never looks the same? She almost never looks like the same person.
Are you talking about Velma?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like every movie she does, or
she's in a show that I really like too. Dead to Me.
Yeah, I love that show.
That fucking show's great.
Yeah, but like everything she plays in, she almost doesn't look like the same person.
Yeah,
like
I didn't know she
Jeremiah
was
watched
until
it with
somebody
me.
said something.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
But she always stands out to me. I always know
she always stands out. Absolutely.
Like she was in Freaks and Geeks. Actually,
yeah.
She was in Freaks and Geeks.
She doesn't look like the same person.
No, she looks like this little nerdy high schooler. You know what I mean?
And like, so we were watching Grandma's Boy, and I said something about Linda Cardellini, and he's like, "What is she? Where is she in this movie?" And I said, "She's Samantha," and he's like, "No, she's not." I said, "Yeah, she's right there.
She's the love interest."
Yeah, I was like, "She's right there." He's like, "No." Yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
I mean, she always looks different, and no matter what she's playing.
Yeah, I think she's great. Did you know that she's in the Marvel movies too?
Did not.
Yeah,
but I kind of gave up on Marvel.
She's Hawkeye's wife.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she was. I remember seeing one of them.
It's so funny because like I watched an interview with Christina Applegate, and she didn't even know that she was in the Marvel movies. She's like, so I was talking to her one day, and I was like, so I just found out you were in the Marvel movie. She goes, oh, yeah. She's like, oh, yeah, just like nonchalant, like it ain't no big deal. She's like, you're in the Marvel movies, dude. She's like, yeah, but it's not a big role, She's like, but still, you're in the you're part of the cinematic universe,
Yeah.
And so I thought it was funny, but
I didn't realize, I'd never really put 2 and 2 together that she was the main girl.
Probably because you didn't realize it was her.
Yeah.
She got the dark hair. She looks younger.
That was
a show that
you almost miss her unless you're really looking.
I hate got canceled, man.
That is on Hulu, and I'm thinking about watching it again.
It's one of them shows that I think they should bring back and just do their kids, even though like James Franco's in all this hot water.
Oh man, that guy's okay.
What's James Franco on?
I'm gonna go off on a tangent real quick, but like, listen, James Franco. Why did anybody ever think he was anything? Like, I've always thought he was creepy. Always.
I never thought he was creepy. I never thought he was as attractive as people said he was.
I always thought he was creepy. Like, even in Freaks and Geeks, I'm like, why does he's a fucking creeper.
This is the way he looks. Then he was involved.
His mouth is this fucking big. He looks like a fucking tiger.
Have you seen his brother, Dave Franco?
Yeah, Dave is hot.
Far more attractive.
Dave is hot, okay, but James
far more attractive.
His face or his mouth is this fucking big. He looks like a fucking wild animal. He's fucking creepy.
Like a Demogorgon.
Okay, that's my tangent. He's a fucking creeper.
I've never had a opinion about him. So I didn't really ever, I was like, okay, he's an actor.
I guess it's because I'm a girl and I never understood it. But everybody was like, oh, he's so hot. And I'm like, I don't get it.
I never understood that either.
Though. What happened?
Oh,
he's a creeper.
He was accused of...
Legit.
Being some kind of creeper. I know that he was also involved with the whole Amber Heard, Johnny Depp thing. She was fucking around with James Franco while still married to Johnny Depp.
Come on. Anyway.
You got to remember, I don't pay attention to what's going on in celebrities' lives.
Right.
So I'm going to be there. What happens? Because I just don't pay attention to it. I don't get news that I don't get from the quartering and stuff because I just don't. It's sad, and I don't want to be sad.
So anyway, something else that bothered me at the end of the movie, where whenever JP steals Alex's game, and they're in the boardroom, and he goes off about how he stole his fucking game. He could have really easily just proven that it was his fucking game. I don't understand by him only having one copy of the game.
I figured there was some other way. That
I'm like, dude, you can't just like play the game, beat his ass at it real quick, and be like, see, I told you it was my.
Well, they
don't.
Not necessarily, because like
JP said he probably copied the game, stole all the moves in one night.
Then how would it matter if it was him or his grandma that beat him? Like,
my whole thing with that was, apparently you've been working on this game, you came up with it. He says it's his, and then you're like, oh, well, he probably stole the game and learned all the moves in one night. First of all, how would he have got a copy of the game that you're working on?
But, like, here's the thing. If a video game tester beats JP at a game, that's one thing, right? That could be luck.
Yeah.
If a grandma walks in and beats him at a game...
But if he stole the game and grandma's been playing it at home... That's just the same.
But if that's the only copy, then how did that happen?
Yeah, because he wouldn't know it was stolen if it was the only copy.
That's true, I guess. I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of different ways that he could have proven that it was his, rather than saying "fuck you, fuck Brainasium, I quit."
Well, there's also...
Oh, sure, but I think that Alex, that was more a tribute to his character. He gives up too easy. He's not
because you can definitely tell that everybody had his back, especially like.
That's my point.
He just gives up too easy.
Yeah, he's not a fighter. He's not a...
He just walks away.
He just goes, okay, fine, fuck you, I'm out. And that's it, right? I mean, that's his whole shtick. He doesn't care, he's gone, he's done, and that's it.
But, there's also a part in the movie, because I wrote down serious things in the movie. Like when he burns his fingertips on the thing. You notice?
There's no banana.
Who the fuck did this? Who does that?
He went like this, though, and also, so he grabbed the tray with his fingertips. His fingertips are the only thing that's not wrapped.
Not to mention, he says every word, or every curse word in the book. But, like, you notice whenever he puts it in, there's a banana on it, and then whenever the banana's gone.
Why would he put a banana in there?
Well, because he's high. But the fact that the banana wasn't there when we went to pull it out really bothers me.
Continuity error.
Yeah. Because there were things where I'm like, no, I'm not going to write it down, because it's most likely going to get talked about, and the movie's meant to be outrageous, so I didn't even mention the banana. I was just like, oh, that's going to be a nice caramelized banana.
Did anybody notice that in the frog game, Alex's score was 420?
No, I did not.
Also, and a tackle box of pills. Best thing ever.
Yeah.
Also, I like how Dante won't let Alex, one of his best friends, stay at his house, but he's okay with some African dude and a...
I don't get that from him and Alex. I don't think that they're really close friends. He's just his pot dealer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
But still,
they might be friends, but they're not really good friends. You know what I mean? Like,
but still,
yeah, but see, he's right. At least he knows the guy. He lives in the same city. He sees him more often. Some random dude from Africa don't even speak English.
No, in all fairness, he met the witch doctor at a cockfight in Pomona. That's the only time.
And he also invites the fucking third-degree black belt Chinese guy in his house to live.
Yeah.
And a monkey. And a lion and a fucking elephant.
Oh, God.
Yeah, now see, that right there shows you how good your family are. I'm sorry, Joseph, I love you, but apparently less than Dante loves Alex, because I'd never buy you a monkey or an elephant or anything like that. You're not getting a live thing.
Why?
Maybe a dog. But
I have 2 dogs. I don't want
You're not going to
get me an elephant
or a lion.
You know how much fun my kids would have on that elephant? Ride it around the neighborhood and shit?
Yeah, but...
Hell, I'd save all kinds of money on gas.
No, not really. You think about it, because, one, elephants aren't so... But where are you going to place it in the winter?
In the garage.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Park it in the garage with my car. Oh my God.
Hey, Matt was right. He did say, I hate your face.
Who did?
JP.
Oh, when did he say that? Whenever he was against the wall.
Yeah. I hate your face.
What the fuck did you just say?
Yeah. Yep.
How did he see me?
How did he see me? That's probably one of the funniest things. How's he see me? Also, well, the music's too loud. Does it hurt? Does it scare you?
Oh yeah, it doesn't scare you.
No, I just
like
don't like
techno.
techno. You would if you had robot ears. Yeah, I guess.
You know, the part that legit made me laugh out loud, and it was like because I didn't remember it, was when the grandma looked at him like, and he asked her something, and she goes, "I can hear my hair growing."
I can hear my hair growing.
Like, I guess it was just because I didn't remember her saying that. You know, like
one of the best lines she has in the movie.
I can hear my hair growing.
Oh my god.
Oh god, that was
it's
so
like
funny.
we said, people. There's a lot of quotable moments in this fucking movie where it's just gonna be us quoting a bunch of lines from the movie.
How long did Barry suck on the boob?
13 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, who wants to hear about my STD from the
Silent era.
Film era? Hey,
this girl had a vagina that smelled like the Great Depression.
This chick's pussy smelled like the Great Depression.
Yeah, he keeps trying to have sex with her again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just trying to be the cool guy at work, and then he calls her Silver Fox. Come on, babe.
Do you think she invented the blowjob? No.
No, the blowjob. You're right.
Yeah, but she said she did invent the finger in the butt.
Did she invent the hand job? No, but she did. She said she did invent the finger in the ass during a blowjob. She's a pioneer.
And then take off the Woody Allen jacket. Yeah, get rid of the Woody Allen jacket.
Yeah.
I remember the little.
Sorry, high score. Is that bad?
That's my favorite line. New high score. What does that mean? Yeah,
I also really kind of like the Asian guy. I don't know why.
Oh, Kane.
Yeah.
Kane. He has a name that very much sticks out. He's like, "Don't slit your wrist, Kane."
Yeah, he's always down on himself. Like he's like, I still think I should kill myself. Like, why?
Also, when Jonah Hill gets kicked in the shin, it shattered. I think he broke it.
Shattered it. He's like, at the end, he's like, "Yeah, I think I already shit my pants once this month."
By your girlfriend, do you mean that piece of rabbit fur you rub on your cock every night?
Yeah.
God. It was just me, or like, if Phil Hartman hadn't died, he could have been Mr. Cheezel.
Yeah,
like, he would have been so
Mr.
good.
Cheezel,
He did. Kevin Nealon, he did a good job.
He's actually a pothead anyway in real life.
You know, I actually seen him when he used.
He's also a lot like that. He's very much chill and just like
yeah.
I used to watch Weeds.
Yeah, he was on Weeds,
and he was on Weeds, and he said that once he started Weeds, it was amazing how many people walked up to him and asked him if he wanted some weed.
You're getting free weed all the time.
At that time he said he didn't even smoke, so it was like people were just walking. He would go. It's surprising how much you get offered weed. He's like, and I don't smoke. That was like because I was like, come on, you don't smoke.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
Whoa, where do you get your weed? You, Dante.
Dante?
Oh, yeah,
hey, Mr. Cheezel. Dante, man.
Yeah, he was definitely
You
my
want to borrow
favorite.
my birthday suit? No, brown's not really my color. I'm not brown, I'm bronze. Dude, your ass is tanner than my face.
From the moment you first see him, he's like, "What are you doing? Putting up a Christmas tree? It's July."
He goes, "Oh, fuck you." You never know what he said. He said, "Oh, you gotta be shitting me."
Putting up my Christmas tree. What? Yeah, he's definitely my favorite.
He is up there. He is one of the favorites.
It's just so great because like this is a Happy Madison production, which means one of the executive producers is in fact Adam Sandler. So it's so great to see like his whole group of his regulars that were in all his movies make a movie without him in it, and it's funnier than all of his movies.
And I think it's because what he did is because he just let them write it. And also, it's not like, okay, Adam Sandler has like pot humor, but he don't like involve the pot in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
But he don't involve the pot in it.
It's more like dumb humor.
Yeah, and they got pot humor, and that's what it was. It was just pot humor. And I'm sorry, but all of us at the time that movie came out, we were potheads. Well, at least I was.
I wasn't.
Nope.
But you still,
but I appreciated the movie for not just the pot reasons, but just all the reasons.
Yeah, it's just a funny fucking movie. I mean, you
it's
don't
a
have to be
funny
a
movie.
pothead
It's
to
not.
enjoy
It's
it.
not. It's not one of those comedies where you're like, it's got this like the climax of the movie comes after like this whole downer during the movie. Like a lot of comedies are like that, where there's a whole depressing part of the comedy movie. Well, that doesn't really happen in this. It happens for about 5 minutes whenever he quits his job, you know what I mean, and gets mad at JP. But that's about it. Like, there's no altercation with the love interest, none of that shit, man. It's just a fun, stupid, fucking stoner movie.
Kind of what I've realized about is, since I've stopped smoking, I thought I was going to lose the stoner mentality. I still have that.
Oh yeah,
I still find that stuff funny.
And what's funny about it is I don't know if I was giggling at the fact that I still find it funny, or at the fact that I just love the movie and it's nostalgic to me.
There was a lot of things though where I was like, okay, when I was younger, I would find this hilarious, and I find it funny, but it's not as funny as it used to be.
Right.
I don't know. I think that the pacing of the movie really does a lot for it because it
moves along.
Well, and like you were saying, it doesn't have that whole where it really focuses on that sad part for a really long time, or the love interest part for a really long time.
You've got the friends. Yeah, you've got the main group of guys there, where you've got Alex, JP's in there, even if you want to consider that, even though he's the sort of rival in this sense. But you got Alex, you got Jeff, and then you've got Kane, and you've got, what's Jonah Hill's character's name?
I don't remember.
Barry. Yeah, Barry. So those four, mostly between Jeff and Alex, mostly. But then you know, whenever they bring in Kane and Barry, like that is where all the comedy is. You know what I mean? And then
we didn't even talk about him jerking off on Jeff's mom.
Oh fuck! I can't believe you jerked off on my mom.
Oh my god! I can't stop. It won't stop stroking it, dude.
Yeah, he's like, I can't stop it. You feel so good.
Are you gonna come back tonight and jerk off on my dad?
Yeah. Oh man, that part where he walks into his bedroom, he's like, your car is a bed. He goes, yeah, but it's a fucking sweet car.
No, I'm gonna talk to my roommates about getting some rims.
Yeah, or CB radios so I can talk to other car beds.
It was my parents were saying they're gonna give me some rims for Christmas, and a CB radio left out of the car beds. At least I got my old bed. Man, your bed's a car.
But it's a fucking sweet car. And he's like, sorry. He's like, why didn't you just wake me up? We could play some video games. Sorry, I didn't want to bother you and your turtle. So with your thumb in your mouth and balls deep in your turtle.
I love my
turtle. My turtle.
He's like, he opens up the trunk. He's like, you want a stuffed animal?
He said, hey, you can keep the doll by the way. Oh, I planned on it.
Oh shit!
Also, called it Laura. Tomb Raider. That doll looked nothing like Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I know. It was like
Barbie. I have trivia about that too.
My thing was probably just
explain that.
I'm going to say probably copyright.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well, I don't know. There were a couple things in there that I think they could have been that were probably copywritten, but because I saw a few things from video games and shit like that. But I think that in this case, like. Anybody with a good sense, any video game company with a good sense of humor is like, yeah, sure, put our game in your fucking, you know what I mean? Like, there's a part where he's wearing a Mario Brothers t-shirt.
The part where he's also the big snake statue in the game in the office. You know,
What's
Snake from Solid Metal.
Oh,
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Not Metal. Well, yeah.
Metal Gear Solid.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big.
Oh yeah, you're right. I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, and then there's a couple other things that are like games that like they've made because they.
I heard that they were the movie was supposed to come out with that game Demonic. It was supposed to be like an actual playable game.
Oh yeah.
And I suppose you got trivia for that. Yeah.
It looked like a Predator. If you notice when they were doing the,
it did kind of.
I always thought that too. I always thought it looked like a Predator.
I was like, wonder if that was I wonder if that's the game that made it into because they made a Predator game. And I'm wondering if that was the same game because it looks like.
Let's just reskin this game. Yeah, Predator.
It'd be a lot cheaper if we did.
Yeah. So anyway, I gotta say though, this is a movie that'll never ever get boring or old to me. It'll always be one of the greatest comedies of all time to me. It's fucking great. And I love the fact that it's a Happy Madison production without Adam Sandler. I love Adam Sandler, but the fact that his whole crew can go off and make a fucking amazingly comical movie without him just says a lot about the crew that he, chose to have in his movies.
Well, and I think it says a lot about him though too, like that he would let them, I guess, but that he would say, "Yeah, go nuts. Here's money. Here's the name. Here, here's everything that I have. Go and do your thing."
Right. Well, I've also heard Adam Sandler is
I've heard he's like this.
Nice guy.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I think that it says a lot about him to say like, "Yeah, you guys want to try something? Here, go try it."
It's so funny because whenever Adam Sandler, he got all that contract deal with Netflix, he was contracted to do so many different movies, blah blah blah, all these movies, and he said he wanted to do a Halloween movie.
I love that.
Hubie Halloween.
Yeah,
I liked
Hubie Halloween.
Hubie Halloween.
I liked it.
He said that he was trying to make a terrible fucking movie. And
we did a bad job at it.
Yeah.
I said, well, no, I can kind of see it because, he still is an A-list actor. I think that he saw it as like, let's go in here, let's fuck around, let's have fun with it.
I feel like he did Little Nicky, but...
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying, though, is I think that he just kind of was like, let's come in here and have fun with this.
But really, like, Little Nicky's one of his best, in my opinion. Like, fucking Little Nicky, Big Daddy is hilarious.
It's terrible reviews, but
that's what I'm saying. Like, I hate, like, his most heralded movies, like the golf movie and the
Billy Madison,
Happy Gilmore. They were not funny to me.
Those movies.
I don't think they were funny to me.
Apparently,
they're funny, okay, but
they're not funny into like a
they're not as funny as like Little Nicky's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, Little Nicky is fucking.
Apparently,
hilarious.
he did,
especially with Patricia Arquette in it.
Dude, that fucking dog.
Oh yeah,
say my name. Say it, Mr. Beefy, and I love you.
I think having Patricia Arquette in the movie was awesome because she was always a serious actor. Remember from like,
oh yeah,
she was in Nightmare on Elm Street 3. She was in fucking.
She was
Stigmata.
not good enough to go for number 4 though.
I know, that's depressing.
She's just too good for the number 4.
Well, I don't blame her because at least she didn't want to get killed off. Fuck that, you ain't killing me, bitch.
They need to just take care. They just need since they're rewriting history and everything, they should just totally rewrite 2. Out of the free.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, we could have an entire podcast series about that, but we're not.
About Nightmare on Elm Street in general.
Yeah.
So anyway,
man, I could do an entire podcast about trivia. Just that.
Movies?
Yeah,
Don't you have a game?
I could tell you anything you want to know. Anything. But anyway, I digress.
I just watched and bought the movies. I don't do all the trivia stuff.
It's just stuff that I've learned.
Yeah.
The sad part is where did all these guys go, man? Because we don't see any of them anymore.
I still see Patricia Arquette doing things from time to time.
I'm talking about not Patricia Arquette. I'm talking about people from Grandma's Boy. Like
obviously, they still show up in some of the.
What's her face was in is in Dead to Me.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah. That's such a good series.
Okay,
God, it's
so good.
If we haven't seen that, I recommend it.
Dead to Me is very good.
The guy that was in Alex's roommate, he's in Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2.
Yeah, I mean, aside from that, though, you know what I mean?
Oh,
well, they never really did much outside of his stuff, though.
That's true.
Yeah, I think they were more or less, hey, we're your friends. Can we work with you?
It's like he put his own entourage in his movies.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, like they never. I mean, aside from this, and I think because this was, and I mean, I'll just throw this out here. It was going to be trivia, but this was a commercial failure. That
for sure, the movie.
It was a commercial failure. Yeah, so like they just kind of fizzled back into just doing what his
Yeah, it was a failure.
Yeah,
it was a failed movie.
Yeah, it only made $6 million in theaters.
It make a lot of money.
I didn't even hear about it until
That's the thing. I didn't hear about it until it was on DVD.
Yeah,
it made $50 million back in DVD. It made a lot of money back in DVD sales. But it still doesn't have a Blu-ray release because it's not made enough money. So watch Grandma's Boy, people.
Rent it off of your
buy it. Watch
it.
This movie is fucking hilarious.
I don't even remember how I watched it. Like, basically what happened was I seen this movie and I was like, oh, this looks like a good movie because the case looked funky.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so I bought it. Yeah.
Kind of like a National Lampoon.
Yeah,
and then,
I think that's what they were going for.
After I seen that, everybody started, have you seen Grandma's Boy? And it was like after that, that's when apparently I got it when it was hitting its height.
Right.
And it was after it came out, like a year or two after it came out.
I think Josh actually was the one that told me to watch it.
Josh Ashcraft?
No, Josh Drees.
Oh.
Yeah.
See,
Name drop.
Shout out to Josh.
Shout out to Josh Drees. I love you, buddy.
I don't know. Like, I never got told to watch it. I just picked it up one day because I thought the case was cool and I liked it. So, I watched it.
I mean, I watched it with a group of friends. We were all bored. We were like, hey, let's watch this movie. Dude, I lost it. Through the whole fucking movie, I lost it. And it's up there in the class of, like...
Euro Trip. That's another movie that nobody's ever seen, and it's
well,
fucking hilarious.
It is funny. It is very
funny as fuck.
I wouldn't put it in the same regards to.
No, I mean like nobody's ever heard of it, and it's funny
but
as fuck.
It is a good fucking movie. It is a good sequel,
and
honestly.
Nobody's seen it.
Yeah,
It's not a sequel. Mm-hmm. Euro Trip.
It's a road trip.
No, it's
not.
It's a.
No, it's
not.
It's
a sort of sequel.
No,
it's the same.
not.
It's made from the same fucking production company and everything. It is a sequel.
I'm looking that up. I don't believe it.
Look it
Because
up.
I had a movie kit that had Road Trip and Euro Trip in it, but they were not like maybe
they're not.
the same
No, they're
production
not
company,
supposed to
but
be.
not- they were never labeled as.
Yeah, but they are. It is a sequel.
I don't
Nope.
think so.
What?
Euro Trip is a similar style teen comedy, but it is not part of the Road Trip series. The reason some people mistakenly believe it is part of the same series is because Euro Trip was promoted as from the producers of Road Trip, but this is the only connection.
And the word trip.
Boom, motherfucker.
Whatever. I consider it a fucking sequel. Fuck that.
You consider it.
I don't care what they think.
You are the authority.
I am the authority. I don't care
Hey,
what
people
they
can
think.
do that now.
Yeah. Pronouns and shit.
You identify it as a...
I identify it as a fucking sequel. Just like I identify as a badass motherfucker. It's either badass motherfucker or amazing. Whichever one you choose. That's the only way that you will refer to me. Just like that is a sequel. See where I'm going with this?
Right. Okay, then. Sure.
Alrighty then. So, I am going to say from here, let's jump into some reviews. Okay, so first off, we will start off with our reviews. First off, Matt, what would you give
You guys are gonna hate this.
Grandma's Boy?
I give it a 5.
What?
Sorry.
Okay.
I give it a 5.
Your opinion's starting not to matter around here.
Oh my god! Damn!
Sorry, I know that's brutal.
No, dude. Like you gotta. Like I figured that's why I'm here is because with my humor and stuff, I'm in a different area than you guys are. Like I'm not the movie buff, and I've got different opinions. And I'm sorry, but it's a good movie, and I would suggest it for people to watch. But with me, my personal, it's just a 5. It's a movie that you can sit down and watch and get a kick out of. But see, all movies to me are graded low because they're not really like a 5 is a decent movie to me.
Right, I got you.
So it's
That's still a 50%. That's a failing grade.
to some people. I mean, I made it through high school like that.
What? No, you didn't.
Again, it's a pronouns thing.
Oh
If
god!
we're going with that, we're going with that. It's the pronouns
It's a
thing.
pronoun thing. Fuck it, from now on, our defense so it's a pronoun.
Oh god!
A lot of people are
pronoun.
using it. Why can't we?
That's a fucking pronoun. Oh fuck! Why do I feel like this is gonna be an ongoing thing?
You
Pronoun.
started something with your bullshit.
Fuck. Yes, I think I did. Episode 3. Everybody remember this, as it will go down in Bonsai Crew history as being the episode where we came up with it's a fucking pronoun.
Everything's a pronoun.
That's a fucking pronoun. All right, so Matt gave it a 5. He used the pronoun.
He pronounced it.
Yeah, he pronounced it. Fuck. Okay, so Karen, what would you give Grandma's Boy from 2006?
7.
Give it a 7?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why.
Just everything's great. Everything's great. Okay, I don't have anything bad to say about it, but the only reason I'd say 7 is just because like 10's perfect, right?
Yeah.
So you can't give it a 10.
No.
Like there's no such thing as a 10, right?
I don't think you'll ever
No.
hear a 10 come
Yeah,
out of
there's
my
there's
mouth.
no such
No.
thing as a 10.
No.
So if you go any higher than that, then you're talking about like almost perfection, right? And of course, then you have some of a lot of this is kind of nostalgia for us. You know,
Oh,
what I mean,
for
we're
sure.
3 years out of high school. It's just fucking hilarious because some of it's we're young and I mean so. some of it's kind of dated, a lot of, you know, whatever, but I'm just saying 7 because it's still fucking funny, it's still relevant in a lot of ways, and it's still,
for sure, yeah.
You know, still great movie, but it can't be any higher than a 7. It just can't.
I can see it, because I do that with a lot of stuff. Like, I'll never give, like, the stuff that's, like, rated 5 stars, I'll never give it 5 stars, because you can always do better. And if you're giving 5 stars, people are going to think, oh, I don't have no room to get any better.
Exactly.
No, you can always do better.
Right. Nothing is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll never hear a 10 come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The most you might ever hear me say is like a 9 or a 9.5.
Like,
right, but a 9 or a 9.5 is like...
Still almost perfect.
I mean, that's... Yeah. I mean, that's still hard.
That
you
is
know
hard,
what I mean?
yeah.
So that's why I say 7. It's as close as I can get without it being like a damn near perfect movie.
Okay, well, I think that in my case, because I'm going strictly off of comedy. This is a comedy movie, not, you know, this is one of the greatest, this is a revolutionary movie, this is fucking, you know, Shawshank Redemption.
Oh shit, if we're
Like,
going
this
just
is,
like
you know,
genre, Jesus Christ.
it's a comedy.
Well,
like,
this is how I'm basing it. You guys can base it however you want.
You know how, like, people give, like, oh, this is a comedy/drama. No, this one's just comedy/comedy. There's no drama in this. There's no real... It's
not like when they want to
comedy.
add stuff and they're like, this is a stoner comedy. It's fucking funny. Just
It doesn't have to be a stoner comedy, yeah. So, in my opinion, because if you want to say that, you could say that, like, National Lampoon's movies are stoner comedies, you know, because it's the same sort of comedy. Yeah. It's just not a bunch of people sitting around getting high. Instead, it's just a bunch of people partying. Or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, National Lampoon...
drunk comedy.
Huh?
Drunk comedy.
Drunk comedy, exactly. So, for me, this movie is nostalgic, very relevant in a lot of ways, especially to that era, that time period. And what I love most about this movie is it signals a time whenever movies could still be just absurd, raunchy, and unforgiving, and people didn't get offended for this shit. They did not get offended. They took it as it was. They, you know, back then people had thicker skin. You know, pre-2016. So,
yeah.
2016 is about the time that it got really started to get noticeable.
Yeah. They even had, like, you could have a fucking book the size of a thesaurus on what everybody was offended on. So, 2016 suck a dick. Anyway, so,
it's offensive.
Oh, God. Pronouns. So I gotta say that for this movie, it marked a time whenever how old was I, like 19, I think, at the time whenever this movie came out, and dude, it just was at a time where, you know, we were still young, but like adults, and we were having fun, and it was a fucking blast. So I gotta give this movie a solid, goddamn, I'll give it an 8. Yeah, I gotta give it an 8. Yeah. I was gonna say 8.5, but I'm gonna go 8. I don't know that it could get.
See, I think with me, like I was talking, you'll never probably hear more than a 7.5 out of me. If an 8.
I think you got high standards. Your high standards are too high.
No, it's not.
Snob.
Yeah, snob.
It's not, no, because
That's his pronoun.
No, it's because I judge my movie on. I judge it on as if it can keep me occupied.
Right.
And there's a lot of movies that can't do that anymore. Like, there's just so much stuff going on that you can't. There are very few movies I would actually rate at a 9. And I could tell you 4 of them right now.
That could be true of most people, though. I mean, like, you're gonna very rarely hear me say 9.
Yeah.
I mean, because
you're gonna rarely hear me say 9.
Because, like, you know, he just said genre. Okay, so like if you're rating something purely on the genre, right? Purely on the genre.
Not every other movie.
I could go 8.5 on this movie. But if you're talking about, you know, if you're trying to lump it in,
epic fucking great movies
like
that
you
are just
can't.
Done greatly.
Yeah, and see, I'm not a big fan of drama, but like drama's where you
any Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, I mean, there are certain movies that deserve that 9 rating, 9.5.
I can name probably. I bet I can almost guarantee you that I would give most of Quentin Tarantino's movies a 9 out of 10. Because
doesn't that piss you off because he's such a jerk?
I know, but I love him for it, though. I love the fact that he's a jerk. I love the fact that he's a movie snob, too. This fucker started out working in a goddamn, like, rental place, like movie rental place.
But, like it's one of those things where it's like...
He bought the movie rental place, and it's in his house now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this guy is... He lives, breathes, eats, and shits movies.
Yeah, but he could be a little less of a dick about it.
I don't give a fuck. He can be a dick all day as long as he keeps making great movies. He's not my dad, so.
Yeah. Like I said, I won't probably grade anything over a 7.5. If I give an 8, it'll be weird. Because again, I
don't like people who get bigger than their britches. That's all I'm saying. That pisses me off.
Yeah,
I don't think it has anything. Are you talking about me?
No, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh.
You what?
I thought you were, because I just said something. And I thought you were saying the 7.5.
No,
I'm acting
Quentin Tarantino.
He is a Tarantino fucking snob.
Yeah, true.
I don't
fucking
like,
snob.
I think Tarantino makes.
Tarantino
Okay,
over here.
yeah,
Five
Tarantino.
over here.
That ought to be your fucking name, period. Tarantino.
Next time we do intros, he'll go to say Matt. We'll be like Tarantino.
Tarantino. Fucking
Love
movie
ya.
snob.
Mean it.
He's like, fuck you guys. Shut up, man. You must be a snob. You got your own microphone, your own color.
I was joking.
Karen messaged me back. She goes, you spoil him.
I know. I heard it.
Matt has his own
Oh,
microphone color. Here we are sitting with just plain black.
And I was like, really, Joseph? Because I knew I was also going to get flack for it.
Well, duh. All right, so I would say so Matt gave it a 5. Karen gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. I don't know what outringer it is, but it's good, I guess. So anybody want to guess the Rotten Tomatoes? Did you already look them up?
No.
Did you already look them
No.
up? Okay.
I don't look at
reason
anybody else's segments.
The only reason I looked at Doomsday was because I wanted to see who was the certain actor and stuff.
I don't look at anybody else's stuff because I want to be surprised.
Name, and there was that guy I wanted to see, and there was the guy who played the black sheriff. Not the sheriff, the black
Gimp?
guy that got not just the Gimp, the guy who got arrowed. The sergeant is what they called him.
Okay, so Matt, what do you think? Is out of 61 reviews from critics. What do you think their tomato meter's at?
Well,
score?
Tomato usually does pretty bad at their ratings unless it's something that they're paid for.
That's true. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say they probably gave this movie I'm gonna say they went no higher than a 30.
Okay, Karen.
I don't even know.
Critic reviews.
Is it like how do they do it? Is it like out of 10 or what do they do?
It's 1 out of 100%.
1 out of 100.
Well, these are all critic reviews. It's all a percentage.
Yeah.
45.
15%. Matt,
all those motherfuckers.
15%, man. It is a
That's
rotten
ridiculous.
movie.
And I gave more because I thought that like 10 or something.
Honestly, 15% surprised me a little bit. Yeah. Come on, is it really that bad? But you know how it is. It's a stoner comedy. It didn't have any major names in it at the time.
Sucks.
People just didn't care.
And now I've been hearing so many reviews about the Power of the Ring thing.
Yeah.
And people are saying it sucks, yet on Rotten Tomatoes it's 85.
Okay, but I want to hear if there's 1-star reviews, they've got to be all about the wrong movie. Somebody watched the wrong movie.
Well, that's the critic review. So, what do you think the audience review is?
Oh, 80%.
80?
I'm gonna say
60.
60?
60.
Karen, you're closer. It's 85%. There's a huge difference between the critics and the audience.
Because critics are snobs.
That's because critics suck.
That's got to say something about about the movie itself. It's a great movie. If
just give it a freaking chance. It's hilarious.
Okay, so I'm gonna read you some 1-star reviews from audiences because you know how it is. Audience shit's funnier.
Yeah.
Hold on a minute.
It's bad. No reason for it. That's what I'm saying. Right. It's either it's bad with no reason or they were watching the wrong fucking movie. That's what I'm saying.
I like those reviews where they're the wrong movie.
That is my favorite. that is definitely my favorite.
Okay, apparently they have no.
I'm on episode 5. What are you watching?
All right. Well, we're just gonna go through some of the critic reviews because I can't get to the audience reviews for some reason. We'll read the rotten ones. All right, the first one I come into, it's from 2015. The sex, fart, and pot jokes come so fast and furious that a white flag seems the most appropriate response. Okay, here's another one from 2010. Absolutely dreadful and offensive comedy. Okay. Good for you.
That depends on your definition of
I'm
offensive.
sorry for me, White Horse, you fuck.
But if it gets into three words and one of the words is offensive, just skip it.
Yeah, right. This was from 2006, the year it came out.
Oh.
So, hilarity fails to ensue in the workplace or at home in spite of the late introduction of a fighting driving monkey.
Wait, driving?
Yeah, he drove in the movie.
Oh, yeah,
He drove
did.
Alex
That's
to
right.
Satan's house.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because the monkey was the only one sober enough to drive.
Yeah,
I
he's
forgot.
like, I'm way too stoned to drive to the devil's house.
That's right. That's right.
Here's another one from 2006. Covert is so, Covert, whatever his name is so obnoxious, so lacking in the basic understanding of comic timing that we understand why he has to get his buddy Sandler to give him work. Wow, dude. Wow.
No, I don't agree with that.
Right, like, dude, I think he holds his own in the movie.
I think he could do more of his own movies.
Yeah, I think he could too. Here's another one from 2006. Like the dead kitty left to rot under the grandma's couch, this movie stinks.
There were 3 dead kitties.
I was gonna say there were 3 of them.
And
buddy.
apparently they did not smell bad because nobody noticed they were there.
Yeah. I wondered that too. I'm like, how did nobody smell that?
Another one from 2006. Grandma's Boy isn't as bad as it sounds. But the shame is that there's a lot of potential here for a really good movie that remains unrealized. Okay. Another one from 2006. The film does a very thorough job of reducing very recognizable member of the cast to probable career lows.
See, they try to use big words.
Probable.
And it's like...
Oh, yeah, probable, sorry.
There's no reason.
I don't understand. Okay.
Probable. Like they're probing
Getting
people.
probed by Hollywood.
I shouldn't need a thesaurus to look up how
Most
you're
of these
speaking.
reviews are from 2006. That's funny. I understand why it got slammed so hard now. All these fucking critics are just bashing the shit out of it.
Why do people listen to critics, though? That's the thing.
Well, back then, that's all they had to go off of. They didn't have shit like this where you could get on and look at
true.
actual audience reviews.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so
Of course,
2006,
I don't
even
look at
silly fun needs serious talent behind it. Wow, dude. For real? Like,
There
these
was-
guys obviously have some talent.
Nick Swartzen was serious talent back then.
Yeah, for real.
Come on.
I mean, it was that's a Jonah Hill. Jonah Hill was a fucking Emmy-nominated fucking actor now.
Yeah,
Yeah, but not
I mean?
back then. He wasn't.
Well, that's what I'm
back
saying,
then.
though. Look what he's turned into. So he's got to have some fucking
Yeah,
talent.
I think he was better back
I
then.
seen an interview with Jonah Hill, and he was talking. The guy asked him about losing weight, and he said, I just saw myself. He was like, I decided I want to get healthier and get into better shape and stuff. So he decided to start losing weight, and he went to a nutritionist and stuff. And the guy goes, "Do you still get treated kind of like the fat friend?" And Jonah, and like this guy's trying to explain like fat friend. Jonah goes, "Are there any smart questions?"
Well, I mean, I'm sure he kind of gets tired.
Well,
of that.
the guy who was asking him the question, it was dumb. It was like, really, dude? Like, it's...
All right, here's another one from 2006. It's funny, but so lowbrow you'll actually feel your brain cells dying. I don't know about that, man. I mean, you could argue the same thing about
but like,
Cheech and Chong.
But listen,
or something like that, you know what I mean?
Lowbrow has its place in comedy.
Exactly, that's what people love about it. Like,
That's my point, is that, like, okay, lowbrow has its place. Just because you don't like it
doesn't mean it's not loved by other people.
Sure.
So, I don't know.
Kind of
Anyway,
like, the National
But you know how
Lampoon. We were
critics
talking
are, man.
about National Lampoon.
Yeah.
So, like, the first vacation movies, right? They were funny, but they were smart funny, right? They had smart comedy. There was some smart things that happened, and it was hilarious, right?
Yeah.
The reason that the last vacation movie, in my opinion, didn't do so well is because it relied on lowbrow humor, and that same audience that had garnered from the original movies were watching it, including myself.
Yeah.
I had watched it with my kids had watched every vacation movie with me up until that point.
Yep.
We watched the last one, and I'm going like,
Are you
you guys
talking
shouldn't watch this. This is
Talk about the
awful.
one with Ed Helms in that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The newest
They
one, like, where
they
go
used
to
too much
Wally World?
sexual humor and things like
It was
that.
it was lowbrow. It was
was
trash.
raunch.
It was raunch. And it was like, the kid was a fucking psycho.
Yeah.
And they played it for laughs. And like the kid's a legit psycho. It wasn't even funny.
I think that it was pretty bad, but like even then, like back then, you had greats like Chevy Chase.
That's what I'm
even
saying.
Some of, even their kids changed with every one, but like even those kids, like Ethan Embry was in Las Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas
he was
Vacation.
fucking great.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
Papa Giorgio.
Yeah, yeah, Papa Giorgio.
I watched that one.
And it didn't have to be sexual or
that's my
lowbrow
point.
or stupid. Or
That's what I'm saying.
It was dumb, but at the same time, it was
lowbrow has
ironic.
its place.
Yeah.
Okay, it has its place in comedy, but like when you gain an audience based on comedy that's up here, and then you have this great audience and this great following, and everybody loves it because of this, and then you try to make a sequel with lowbrow bullshit, nobody's gonna like it.
Well, look at it like this. This movie has to be somewhat clever. It has to be good for the sense that it is so quotable. There are so many good one-liners in it that you're like, you can quote the movie all fucking day. Not to mention, you want to talk about somebody not having comedic timing. Dude, obviously he's got comedic timing if you're able to quote half the fucking movie.
You can call it lowbrow all you want. You can call it lowbrow, and yeah, sure it is. Maybe it's below the belt as far as, being kind of raunchy and being toilet humor in some ways, but it is witty.
Yeah.
It's shit that I couldn't come up with off the cuff.
Oh, for
and that,
sure.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's also smart. Okay,
Yeah.
It might be toilet humor,
Yeah,
but it's smart.
Yeah, for sure. But then again, toilet humor is sometimes smart fucking humor.
Well, I mean,
people find hilarity in that.
Exactly.
So
it depends
nothing
on what
wrong
kind
with
of
it.
comedy you're going.
I will defend
for.
this movie to the day I fucking die.
Yeah, there's
this movie to me is amazing. It is one of the best comedies of all time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all comedy has a place, right? So if you're one of those people that don't like toilet humor or don't like lowbrow, don't fucking watch it.
Right, exactly.
I mean,
go watch your fucking, I don't know, your stupid ass, what's that one director's name that does, he's got like fucking Owen Wilson in all of his movies. I don't know his name anyway. But anyway, you want to watch some fucking highbrow movie, comedy shit, go watch, I don't know, fucking Jojo Rabbit or whatever it is.
I like
Oh,
that
I heard
movie.
that movie sucked.
No,
It wasn't. It was actually really good.
No, it was really, really good, but it's not a comedy.
It's
Motherfucker
It does get sad.
dragged me in, and I was prepared to laugh.
Yeah.
I bawled.
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Oh.
It was kind of sad.
It was so sad.
But
the shoes?
yeah.
I think my friend Milo, he wanted to see it, and I think he was expecting funny, so that's probably why he said bad.
But either way, I'm saying, like, if you want...
It got you by surprise. It was not funny.
If you're looking for some highbrow humor, you're not going to find it here. You're going to find lowbrow, raunchy humor that just... This is something that you sit around with your buddies and you laugh at. You know what I mean? It's not...
You want to zone out and just enjoy a movie.
Exactly.
This is the one.
And if you're easily offended, if you're post-2016, you're probably not going to like this fucking movie, you pussy. So, just saying. Pronouns and stuff. Anyway.
Pull out your tampon.
Yeah, pull out your fucking tampon. Anyway, moving on. Trivia.
Okay,
We needed like a segue thing where I listened to shout out, by the way, to the Straight Chillin' Crew. These guys are awesome. If you've never listened to them, listen to them. They're awesome. They talk only about horror movies. But every time they move into a new segment of their show, they have what sounds like the Crypt Keeper introduce them. So it'll go from they do house cleaning, which is our movie news and stuff like that. And then they move into the segment where they talk about essentially the synopsis of the movie, and they call it What's on the Back of the Box. And the Crypt Keeper comes up, what's on the back of the box?
Do you know there's a Crypt Keeper cartoon?
Yeah.
That was a great.
So,
that was a great.
Like things like that. Like every time they can move into a different segment, into a different thing.
Well, we can all think about that for next week's episode.
I think we should do it all in farts.
In farts?
No, it just sounds terrible.
Talk about lowbrow humor. I don't even know how you would do that.
I don't either.
I don't think anything. I just think it would just be like a different kind of fart for every segment.
Yeah.
And like to where you hear it, you'd be like, "Yep, that's the news. That's the news segment."
That's the news segment.
You hear
That's the news part.
It's got that little at the end of it. Yeah.
It should be more like a shitting sound though, so you can call it news dump.
Oh God, we are so immature for our age. You know that?
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever gonna grow up. Woo!
Isn't that the point?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
We're talking about a movie that we're nostalgic about that is very raunchy. It's just
true.
Very 2006.
Very 2006. Okay, so trivia. We talked about one that they did not make very much money. So that's the first one. This I thought was freaking hilarious. So Adam Sandler, we've been talking like that was his company, right? So his company produced the film. And he would come to the set from time to time just to check up on things and, you know, see how they were doing. And he was there on the day that they filmed the eviction scene. And he told the actor who was talking about the Filipino hookers, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And he was talking to him about the Filipino hookers. And he was reading the script. And the you're a hooker part is not in the script. Where he screams at him, "You're a hooker."
Yeah.
It's supposed to end where he says, "Yeah, I think it's hooker," right? And then it's just supposed to end, right? So the screaming "You're a hooker" came from Adam Sandler. He says, "Look at the guy and scream, 'You're a hooker.'" So when he screamed it, everybody started busting up laughing. And they had to cut for the day, or for like, you know, a good 20 minutes for everybody to stop laughing. And so that was totally unscripted.
Because
totally, they left it in.
Kind of the guy that did it was kind of shocked too.
And he screams it at the top of his lungs. If you notice, he's like, "You're
a hooker." Well, if you remember back whenever this movie came out, everybody was yelling, "You're a hooker!" at each other. "You're a hooker!"
So that was just, you know, everybody thought that was the most hilarious thing ever, and it came from Adam. So anytime he would come on set, everybody knew Adam was there because everybody would start screaming, "You're a hooker!" at Adam. So that's fun.
It's funny, one of the greatest lines came from a guy who's not even in the movie.
Yeah. He literally looked at the guy and he was like, when he says, you know, hooker, scream at him. You're like,
a
scream at the top.
Tell him he's a hooker.
And the guy reacted to it because he drops the box.
Well, I'm sure they added that in afterwards. Like, dude, we got to keep that in the movie. But the way he yells it down on the floor, "You're a hooker!"
And he screams it like at the top of his lungs.
He's like so angry about it.
"You're a hooker." So this I actually knew before, but I actually was very happy to see it in the actual trivia I looked up, because I love Nick Swartzen, as I've mentioned a few times. But when Alex tells Jeff to shut up when they're, you know, in the car bed scene, you know, when he says, when he spends the night, and he says, you know, "Yeah, but it's a sweet car, and I'm gonna tell my roommates to get me rims and a CB radio," and he lays down and he goes, "Shut up," you know.
He's actually telling him to shut up.
When it was unscripted.
Yeah, I think I've heard
that.
It
was because in all of these takes, Nick Swartzen just kept ad-libbing about his car bed. And he just kept going and going and going. And this was like the 5th or 6th take, and Alan was just over it. Like, he was just over it. And he just laid down on that thing and was like, "Shut up." And that was the one that they kept. And so
I think I remember hearing that was unscripted.
Yeah, it was totally
Nick
unscripted.
Swartzen just kept going on.
He was ad-libbing and kept talking about his car bed, and
it was perfect because it fit great.
Yeah,
and I could see Nick Swartzen going on and on about a fucking car bed. Yes, he's a dumbass like that.
Yeah. So, as we kind of talked about earlier, the video game Demonic was supposed to be a real game, and it was supposed to be released to the Xbox 360. The project was canceled when Majesco Entertainment, the production company, ran into some money troubles.
Probably because the movie didn't make enough money to pay for the game.
During the climactic video game scene, JP tries to insult Lily by telling her that Murder, She Wrote is on.
Yeah.
Doris Roberts, who plays Lily, was on 2 episodes of Murder, She Wrote.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's 4 o'clock. Murder, She Wrote's on.
Yeah. So this is kind of funny to me, too. Alex is driving a really crappy car throughout the movie.
Yeah.
You guys notice? That's because production, by the time it was time to buy his car for the movie, didn't have enough money, so they bought the cheapest car they could find. The sound heard when the doors open and close in JP's office are the sound clips that are used in the Doom games. I thought that was neat.
Oh, I might have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And this cracked me up because they give Alex this really shitty car because they couldn't afford.
They gave the Japanese guy like a car that I'm
The
pretty
car-
sure I've seen on Future. Is it on Future Fast and the
The
Furious?
car that Kane drove is a heavily modified Toyota Supra. The exact car that he drove is featured in the beginning of the Fast and Furious 2.
I've looked because I saw that in that movie and I was like, I'm pretty sure I've seen that car in Fast and the Furious.
So they spend all this money on Kane's car that you
That was
see
it
for
for
like
like
3
5
seconds,
seconds,
and Alex's car that you see all throughout the movie.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's pretty funny.
No, because
though.
I was
Right? That's what I
so,
thought.
there was so much stuff I didn't write down, but really that pulled up, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that I've
feel
seen
like-
that car in Fast and the Furious.
I feel like somebody came to budgeting and was like, dude, check this out. Hear me out before you say no. The Fast and the Furious car from Fast and Furious 2 is on sale. They got it for sale. We should buy it for the movie. But who's going to drive it? Who cares? Kane, who cares? Dude, it's for sale. Fuck it, let's buy it.
I don't know. That's just ridiculous to me.
That's
I'm like,
true.
what?
Yeah.
Well, why? Why Kane?
Right?
All the people.
Because he's the Asian guy.
Yeah.
He's the Asian guy driving an Asian car.
I wondered if that was kind of like the race thing.
That's
'cause-
stereotyping.
Well, I mean, really, it wasn't very...
Oh, I know.
This is like I said, this movie wouldn't have survived between...
There was a long time in movies whenever you saw souped up cars, it was always Asians.
Always an Asian guy.
Yeah, and I thought maybe that was put in there for that little kick.
Maybe it
be
was,
funny.
yeah, that makes a good point. So, the doll that Alex jerks it to is a modified Barbie,
That's what I thought.
and it's not the Tomb Raider character. That was
Modified
because
as in she has nipples, because Barbie doesn't have nipples.
yeah, yeah. So that's because they couldn't get licensing for Lara Croft. They got licensing for a lot, but not that one. They couldn't get the
They're
licensing.
like,
for
nah,
that
I don't think we want our character involved in a jerk-off scene.
one. Probably not.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I'd have to
Yeah,
go
there was
there.
a mod where she could run around naked. Or a
In
cheap
the
trailer.
original game, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
they'll,
naked, just topless.
yeah, they'll go a lot of ways.
I
But
heard there was
they were
full-
triangles, so I mean,
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. They were like square nipples.
I just
Yeah.
knew that it was.
That should be a
thing.
gaming company, Square Nipples.
oh, that's
Have you seen the thing for Goat Simulator?
No.
There's Goat Simulator 3 coming out, and they made their first preview for it. Well, not preview, but trailer. Made fun of the trailer for Dead Island 2.
Oh, yeah.
It's got the guy running. You gotta check it out. It's pretty funny.
The original title was Nana's Boy. And
Nana's Boy?
Nana's Boy.
Nah,
I
Grandma
couldn't
voice
do
sounds
that, yeah.
better.
And you see, or like you hear Samantha actually say it in the movie
Yeah.
Yeah.
when they're drinking the tequila, and she's, you know,
Nana's
what's
boy.
Nana's boy can't hang.
Yeah.
So like I always remembered hearing that and thinking that it sounded off. So I'm glad that they didn't keep that title.
Yeah,
like
yeah, right.
I was like,
Nana's Boy wouldn't have fit as good.
That, who the fuck actually calls her grandma Nana?
Yeah.
my boys actually call my in-laws both his mom and his grandma Nana.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they call them.
Well, it's not the same thing, but my
Just so
my
you know,
niece-
everybody can hear that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're very
sensitive.
sensitive.
My niece calls my both her grandmas Mimi.
I mean, everybody's got their thing. I
Everybody's
guess.
got their own
I
thing.
don't
They
have
call
any
her grandma. I
grandmas
just call
left.
I got one. I call her grandma.
When Grandma's outside gardening and Samantha and Kane come to tell her about the game fiasco, the house that's behind Samantha is the same house that's used in the manor in Charmed. And you can also
It
see,
is?
yep, and
Really? I
you
thought
can
that
also
was-
see Grandma's house in certain episodes of Charmed. The last season of Charmed was filmed at about the same time as the movie.
Really? That's interesting.
I've never watched.
A little
Charmed.
bit of fun trivia out there for you Charmed fans, like Cody.
Yeah.
Cody
Was
did
it
you
Cody
Charmed?
one? Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
Cody.
wasn't she real into Charmed?
I like Charmed, but I only saw like bits and like episodes here and there. I
Oh,
never
I
watched
saw a
the whole
shitload
thing.
of episodes, but yeah, not all. You know, I never.
Yeah,
watched.
I saw
thought about going
episodes
back,
here and
I
there.
thought about going back and rewatching that whole series just because for fun. But
Mm.
I'm like, I don't know if I could do it, man. It's kind of because it hasn't exactly aged well. you
It
know
was
what I mean?
like a soap opera with witches,
Right,
so I
exactly.
couldn't get into it.
I could back then, but now I'm like,
sorry, Cody.
There's better TV out there.
I don't
now.
really care for much of anything with witchcraft in it, and that was even before I was like Christian. I didn't just anything with witchcraft. I was like, oh my god, it was just I just didn't care for it.
It's not as fun as other things. Yeah. But the fact that they were fighting demons every episode, it was pretty cool. You know what I mean? You know.
So this is
and all it took was for like the one sister just come in and flick her hands and boom, they explode. Like, that's it.
Like, why didn't you just show up before?
Yeah, that's all she did. She comes, phew, boom. It's like, oh wow, okay.
Why didn't you show up before? Like, we could have had lunch 2 hours ago.
Right. This episode would be a whole lot quicker.
No shit. This is my favorite because it's about Dante. But so each time you see Dante, he has another ponytail. Anybody else notice that? Yeah.
Oh, I noticed he had a ponytail a lot of the times because at the end I'm like, that is a ridiculous hairdo.
Yes. At the beginning, he starts out with his hair down. Yeah. It's just down. And then by the end, he has 5 ponytails. Yeah. So every time you see him, he adds a ponytail.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That he had.
I didn't notice. I was like, why does he got so many ponytails?
Yeah. And that's the end of the trivia.
Because I just thought.
Hold on now, you're forgetting one more thing. One thing that I can tell you, the trivia that I know from the movie, was that the monkey did not like Alex.
Yeah, you guys mentioned. I couldn't find that
in the movie. The monkey did not like Alex. It was actually trying to be violent towards. And if you've seen Nope yet, if you guys watch Nope, you'll see what I'm talking about whenever it comes to violent monkeys.
Yeah, I could not find that.
But yeah, well, apparently he was friendly with. He loved Dante. He loved, but did not like Alex, the guy who played Alex. He did not like him at all. So.
Well, you can. There's one scene where you can tell that.
Well, he said whenever they were doing the driving scene, and the monkey was like. He said that was the point where the monkey actually tried to reach over and bite him.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Because you can actually see a point where there's in the movie where I think Alex is on the phone and the monkey is just straight fixed on Dante.
Yeah.
He's just...
Yeah, he loved Dante. Dante was able to play with him and everything else, but he didn't like Alex's character.
Okay.
So, just a little bit of fun trivia there. And if anybody out there has seen Nope, you know what I'm talking about whenever it comes to violent monkeys. Shit's scary. Okay.
Kind of want to see it. Joseph said it's scary. That means it's probably scary.
It's not scary. No, the monkey scene is kind of freaky. But, the rest of the movie, it's got frightening aspects, but it's a good movie. Yeah, I would recommend watching it.
I heard it was about
UFOs, aliens. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was trying to not spoil it.
They kind of give it away in the trailer.
Yeah, they do.
Do they? I haven't watched the trailer completely.
Yeah, so. It's pretty good. It's a good movie. I would watch it. So anyway, that kind of brings us to the end of the episode for the week. So got a few things going on here. A little bit of, as we would say, not really news, but some updates for the show and what's going on with us. Is Karen will be starting up a Twitter account for our for our podcast, and the both of us will be managing it.
Yeah.
So we don't.
I'm just here.
Yeah, Matt's just here. He don't really.
Not good with technology.
He's not good with technology. So we don't put any of that stuff on him. But we do spoil him with new microphone foams and things like that.
Hey, man, I'm one of the guys that we need an idea for this, I'll give you ideas.
You guys are like also the creative types. I'm not creative in any way, shape, or form. I'm so logical. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that we have a Twitter account coming up. I would say it'll probably be up by next week.
Yeah, it'll be up by next week.
Along with, we're going to get us a Facebook, probably a TikTok at some point here. We're going to do some video editing and things of that sort. And also a YouTube. We will have a YouTube channel. And it's not going to be like a bunch of videos or nothing, but it's going to be for those people who maybe don't have Spotify or don't want to listen to a podcast or don't have any podcast apps or anything like that, but more so for those people who just have YouTube and they want to watch or listen to the show. Obviously, they'll have to watch a video to do that, but...
Doesn't YouTube have a transcript?
Yeah, they have a transcript, yeah.
So that's how we could do a transcript service for...
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they got a transcript. If you there's a way to do that.
Yeah.
So we'll let you know next week once we get the Twitter account up and all that. So where you can follow us and follow us on Facebook, and like we say every week, please share with your friends. I know a lot of you guys out there are listening are our friends, and we'd appreciate it if you guys helped us out a little bit. on getting the word out there because we really do work our asses off with this stuff.
Yeah.
So I believe next week is Karen's pick.
Yep.
What are we watching next week?
The Knights of Badassdom.
Oh my fucking god!
I haven't watched
I
that in
haven't seen that movie
forever.
That's why I picked
Is it still on Netflix?
I just got it, and I wanted to watch it because I haven't seen it in a really long time.
Knights of Badassdom. You heard it right here. This movie is it's another comedy.
Yeah.
And it's got like some no-namers in it, other than everybody knows.
Steve Zahn's in it.
Yeah,
He's a name. There
Peter
is
Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
What's the kid, guys? The main character who was in True Blood.
Yeah, but I don't know him. I didn't know him when
He's
the
in a
movie came
horror
out.
movie that just came out on Shudder that I want to watch.
Yeah.
So.
I keep, the one part I remember that movie is where they ran over the mace.
I don't remember
Peter
that.
Dinklage
There's so
gets-
much I don't remember.
Like, I hope it's on Netflix because, like, we still haven't come up with what I'm supposed to do if I don't have the, like, streaming service that has these
I'll help
movies.
you out. Don't worry about it.
Because I think the first time I watched it was on Netflix, so I think
Right.
it's still on Netflix. And
That's-
now since I got Hulu,
Right.
too. Because a lot of the movies I'm going to be naming are movies I got or have the know how to get to.
It's on Prime Video.
For free, or do you have to pay for it?
If you have Prime Video. That's the only thing that's
Do
streaming
you have
on.
I
Amazon?
don't have Prime Video. No, I
don't
don't.
worry about it. I'll get it for you.
Okay.
Or I'll let you use my account, whatever.
Okay.
So anyway, next week we will be watching The Knights of Badassdom. If you guys don't know the synopsis of that movie, it's about Peter Dinklage in probably one of his funniest roles, along with Death at a Funeral.
Nah. Space Pants.
Well, I said funniest roles, not SNL skit, because that is a funny.
I
skit.
turn that skit off every time Gwen Stefani comes on because she ruined that skit.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
You should probably look the synopsis up on Just Watch. They're much better.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this one says 3 best friends and dedicated role players take to the woods to reenact a Dungeons and Dragons like scenario as a live action role playing game. Trouble arises when a prop spell book purchased from the internet ends up being a genuine grimoire, and they unwittingly conjure up a bloodlusting succubus from hell.
Yep, that is it. And if you guys haven't seen the movie, please by next week, like we said,
Ryan Ryan Quanten.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please watch the movie. It is a comedy. It's kind of a horror comedy in a sense.
Fantasy, horror, comedy, action, and adventure are the genres that it
See,
lumps
there are
into.
so many movies that say, like, they're horror comedy, and I'm like, I've watched that. It's not a horror.
It's not high budget. I'm sure it was made on a shoestring budget.
Oh, I'm just talking about movies in
Right.
general. Because
So-
you know, like on Netflix, it'll
Right.
say horror, and I'll look through it and I'll be like, that's not a horror movie.
Right.
Well,
So
succubus kind of says horror to me.
Well, I'm not talking about that one.
also says horror to me.
yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, if you haven't seen Knights of Badassdom, please watch it in preparation for next week's episode because it is a good movie. It is funny, and
If you don't want to watch it, just be prepared for spoilers.
yeah, or don't watch it, and we'll just give away the whole movie to you. So whatever you want to do, it's up to you. So look forward to that next week. Anything else from you two that you want to touch base on before we end said show?
I don't
No.
know why, but when you were talking about sharing with friends and stuff, for some odd reason, drink responsibly came into my head. I don't know why. Like you said something and it, drink responsibly. I don't know why.
There's your PSA from Matt.
Or listen responsibly. It's not probably the best idea to listen to this around your children. We do cuss a lot.
I try not to, but that's just because I try to not cuss. I try to change my language because I'm around kids.
There's no kids here.
Yes, but I'm not around kids now. Yes, but I'm around kids, and I also want to, like, I find that when that church starts coming around, I want to try to get to where I can volunteer to help kids
Okay.
because I feel that's what I need to do. That's why I feel like that I should be around. I should help kids because I have that kind of kid mentality, and I think it'd be easy.
You do have a childish mentality.
Yes,
Matt, and there's
thank
nothing
you.
wrong
And I
with
get
that.
along good with kids, so.
So you heard it from here, kids. We have a kid on our podcast. His name's Matt, or as or Tarantino, whichever you prefer.
Do not go for Tarantino.
All right, so anyway, next week, Knights of Badassdom. Like I said, please share with your friends and tell everybody you know that how badass we are and how much they should listen to our podcast because we're just amazing fucking people.
Agreed.
So until next week, everybody, give them your goodbyes.
Bye-bye.
Hugs and kisses, everybody.
Have a good week.
Have a good week. Enjoy life, and we'll see you next week.
Be happy. Spread happy.
Spread happy.
Or your legs. That's happy,
Oh, Jesus.
Night-night.